You have done the inner work, the journaling, the healing, but you feel there's still something missing. It feels like you haven't yet figured out what you need. What is the missing link? And I can tell you now that most probably the missing link is your connection to your womb. If you stay disconnected from your womb, you will stay in your mind. You will chase healing. You will chase clarity. You will continue to feel ungrounded. But when you connect to your womb, everything softens. Things become suddenly clear. You will feel whole, magnetic, and feminine. In this video, I will walk you through why the womb is the missing link in your spiritual path. What it actually means to reconnect with your womb and how to take your first step. Which is pretty easy, you will see. You know, I lived years doing the spiritual work. I did everything I could, but there was still something missing. I did not have the confidence I wanted. I did not have the things that I wanted. I did not love myself. I was not really here. But when I then started the journey to my womb, everything changed. Everything changed. And this is also what I see often with my clients. There are some women that even just after one healing session, one womb healing session, everything just changed. With these women, you see that the womb for them was really the only missing thing in their life. So if you're ready to feel that transformation for you as well, you are at the right place. And if what I'm sharing resonates with you, I offer online womb healing sessions where we go really, really deep into that work. We take out what is blocking you in your womb. This could be ancestral stuff or past lives or just inner woundings. You can book your healing with a link in the description. So why the womb? Why couldn't I just say that you have to reconnect with your body? Well, because the womb is our seat of creation. Of course, we all know babies come from there, right? But it's not the only thing. So physically, it looks like the womb is only doing that, right? You have your menstruation and then you can make a baby and that is your seed of creation and you're doing that. Well, this is physically true, but it's not the whole story. Energetically, with your womb, you create your whole life. You create everything. As a spiritual woman, I'm sure you're really sensitive. And it means you pick up a lot of energy around you and you know how people feel around you, or you know, like just the vibe around you. And this also happens in the womb. And when you receive that energy, and sometimes energy gets to you, sometimes you feel it in your body then and you keep it with you. But when you use your womb and you're connected to your womb, you realize pretty fast what you have picked up. And then you can transmute it. And you can use it for yourself, that energy, or just let it go. But all of that is so much easier when you are connected to your womb. When you know what you have in you. When you know what important center there is in your body. And here it's really important to know that you don't actually need a uterus for that. So if you don't have a uterus anymore, if you don't ever had a uterus, even if you are a man, there's the hara, it's called, the energetic space of the womb. So the energetic space stays there anyway. So you don't need an actual uterus, you don't need to be fertile or whatever to connect with your womb, with that space there. And believe me, it is so, so important that you do. It can actually change your life. It will most probably change your life if you do that. But aren't we always connected with our wombs? Because it's our body, and so we are walking around with our body. That means we are connected, right? I think you know that that's not true. Because actually the womb is one of those spaces where most women are disconnected. Because many, many times, and that's really sad, but it's reality, is that women are hurt in some way, in their femininity. And so everything that happened to you that was painful, that touched somehow your femininity or your safety, left an imprint on your womb. And so your body just wants to protect you and doesn't want you to feel pain. And that's why your brain and all your being tries to just disconnect from those spaces where pain is stored. But it doesn't mean the pain goes away. It just means that it influences your life, like an underlying influence. and you don't realize it. Things just don't work out. You just don't feel confident enough. You can't love yourself. You maybe can't love others. You attract strange people into your life that are not good for you. All these strange things. And you don't know why, because you're doing everything right. Well, that can be because you have things stored in your womb, also somewhere else in your body, but often in your womb. As a woman, even more, especially, it is important to realize what you carry in your womb, to connect with your womb. But I will tell you in a moment how you can start doing that now, today, and to also release what's in your womb, to cleanse your womb. So whatever is in your womb, whatever you feel in your womb, know that it can't hurt you. It can't hurt you anymore, because usually there's past things even from past lives, from past situations in your life right now, or from ancestral trauma. These are all the things that you store there, but they can't hurt you now. So you are safe. You are safe. That's also so important in my healing sessions. I always create a safe space, but I also always tell my clients that they are in a safe space. Their body is a safe space. They create their safe space. So it is important for you to know that these things can't hurt you. Even if they are painful, even if you have to cry, that doesn't mean they hurt you. It just means you moved energy. And when you move energy, well, then it can be that you have to cry or scream or punch in a pillow, because you move energy. But then when it is moved, it can be released, or it releases itself. So, and now I want to give you a little exercise. It seems insignificant. It seems like something small and not important, and it will not work. But believe me, if you do that now and repeat it, it will help you a lot, and it will begin to show you the way and what you have to do next, if there's something you have to do next. And I will show you the exercise just like that. It's nothing complicated. So you can do it standing or seated or even laying down, and you put your left or even your right hand or both hands on your womb space. That means underneath your belly button. And you keep just your hand there, and you start to feel the warmth of your hand on your belly. And when you're there with your hand, begin to get with your breath to that space, like to all the pelvic bowl, all around you, all in that space. So when you breathe in, really fill your belly with air and fill your whole pelvic bowl with air. Then you breathe out. Breathe in, breathe really deep, really deep. Go into that space. And breathe out. You can do some sounds if that feels good. Breathe in. And fill your whole pelvic bowl, the whole bowl, with air. And breathe out. And we do this 2 more times. Breathe in. Fill all the pelvic space with air. Breathe out. And once again, breathe in. And breathe out. And what is so important here with that exercise is you begin to realize how you can bring your awareness to your pelvic space, to your womb space. Maybe it's easy for you. Maybe you could go there, you felt like you could bring your whole breath into your pelvic space and it felt amazing. But maybe you couldn't really get there. Maybe it felt like you couldn't breathe there good enough. Or maybe it felt like you couldn't bring your awareness there. And these are all signs that you are disconnected. And whatever you felt, and maybe you even felt some emotions coming up, or some images, or some memories, that's really possible. But important is that you begin to move the energy in your womb space, to move energy, to bring your awareness there. It is so crucial for you to do that. Believe me, it sounds easy and simple, but when you start doing that, you start a journey. You really start a journey. So go into that womb space with your breath. every day if you can. You see, it's just 5 breaths. It's not much. And you begin to start moving energy there. And you begin to start to bring awareness there. And then you're ready for all the steps that you may have to take. So if you know already that you want to go deep, that you have to go deep, that there is things stored in your womb space that you want to release, I guide womb healing sessions where we address exactly that. And if you feel like you want to really start the womb path, if you really feel like this is your calling, I also guide womb initiations. This is a 3-hour thing that we will spend together. We will eat chocolate as well, if this is what you like, because it's all online, by the way, but it's a real ritual. It's a ceremony. It's an initiation of that path. We will there as well, of course, do a healing session, but a lot of other things as well. It is really a magical ceremony together, and it is online, so it doesn't matter where you live. It will be done directly in your home. If you have questions about womb work in general, please let me know in the comments down below, and please also talk with me in the comments down below. Tell me about your womb space. Tell me about what you think you have stored there. And I give my best to answer your questions. I thank you for being here and for embarking on that journey. Because every womb that is healed makes the world a better place. I absolutely know that. Thank you and see you in the next one. Bye.